Like, I just kept looking at my feet because it's like, wow, like we literally just came all the way from America to Ghana.
You should have gave him an opportunity to
So
criticize us.
so you want him to be like, you know, y'all Americans, this is how I feel about y'all, since y'all just how
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to handle that. That would be pretty humbling, like, oh. I always wanted to go to Africa. I just didn't know where in Africa I wanted to go. I did like the ancestry thing, and so I think Ghana was like probably like 14%. So it was like, wow, I go to Ghana.
I wasn't even aware it was a thing until they were just like, hey, you know, the Ghana program, we need people, and you know, my ears kind of started twitching and itching. I said, Ghana, yeah, you know, I want to go to Africa. You know, this might be the nice chance for me to get over there.
It just felt really good to just be by the ocean. My other favorite part was taking the classes. Like, I am not a morning person, but like to get up and to learn from somebody who looks like you and who is a professor at the University of Ghana, it just made me want to get up and want to like go to school.
You remember he was telling us about that strike that happened that left like a whole school system with no books for like 6 months or something?
Yeah.
And the strike was just because they wanted to make the books in Ghana. They wanted more books made in Ghana.
Just having those conversations about Ghanaian literature and the history and from people who were actually Ghanaian, I enjoyed that better.
I feel like I don't have to say it, but one of my favorite parts about being in Ghana was talking with locals and just connecting with people. And I feel like the reason I don't have to say it is because you guys was always waiting on me to finish the conversation.
Yes.
So anywhere we went, somebody was always trying to grab my attention just because, you know, I'm a Rasta. I look like a Rasta. So I would always be like, Rasta, come see my shop, bro. Come talk to me. So I would just go talk to them because, you know, we're human beings and, you know, that's what life is about.
So I really enjoyed like the interactions that we had with the other students. So
that was probably the best part.
Yeah, just being able to talk to students who I might never see again, but just to have that point of reference and to meet these people and have pictures with them and say, you know, hey, I met you at the University of Ghana in 2024. It was a summer for me and that changed my life.
A friend of mine who lives here, well, his family, they live in a village that's maybe like an hour outside of Ho. Mm-hmm. And he told his family I was coming and they wanted to give me like a tour. I think the coolest part about that tour was going to the island where their great-grandfather originally settled. We hopped in this boat, traveled across the river to this island. There's people living there already, and they live there, and they got their homes, and they fish. That's their trade. Chief was saying, like, since I'm like here doing this tour with you, everything I'm doing is official, like, business of the village.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, that's why I'm like dressed. I got my staff and everything. But when we got there, they did like official greeting, and then he just started going into being like, okay, so like, you know, how's the crops going? Like, you know, how's business? Like, we had a health issue. How did that end up working out? Did you guys find a solution? You know, it was like a business meeting. How did you like the castle? I mean, I feel like I may know how you feel already, but
for me, it was very eye-opening to come from a family where you're like, you know, you're Black, you know, you have family roots in slavery, to go and actually see and be in the castle and walk through the dungeons. That was kind of, it was a lot. Am I grateful for the experience? Yes. Did it change my perspective? Absolutely. I can't really put into words how that felt. It's just kind of something that you have to experience. I think every Black person should experience going there and seeing and know that that's something that still stands. Going on the trip to Ghana, it just made me aware that like traveling internationally or having a career internationally exists. You can get a job in politics or education, or you can get a job at a travel company. You can do something. But I really just want to travel more. I'm definitely going to India next year. Like, there's no excuse.
So going there and talking with people and just getting to know people, I feel like it's helped me grow. It helped me be better at communicating with people. And like you never know how fast you're really going in a plane because you can't see the ground. You know what I mean? So like once you get to another reference point, then you like it's like oh, I'm actually moving this fast. So I feel like going there and talking with people has given me like a new reference point of like how people think.